Connecticut Wing Civil Air Patrol's Long Island Sound Patrol Mission. Within its compact borders, Connecticut has forested hills, urban skylines, white steeple colonial churches, financial, commercial, military, industrial, and transportation infrastructures, historic village greens, and coastal shoreline. Connecticut is bordered by Long Island Sound on the south. From Greenwich in the west to Stonington in the east, the coastline runs 96 miles. Long Island Sound is a crucial economic artery between the New York metropolitan area and southern New England. Long Island Sound shore infrastructure is complex. Rail lines, power lines, piers, oil tank farms, arterial highways and bridges crisscross Connecticut. 3 airports are located along the coast: Groton, New Haven, and Bridgeport. Groton, Connecticut is home to a major U.S. Navy submarine base, the affiliated General Dynamics submarine plant, and the Coast Guard Academy. There are conventional shoreline power plants in Norwalk, Bridgeport, Milford, and New Haven, Connecticut.
Everything's good.
There is an active nuclear power plant southeast of Niantic, Connecticut.
Everything's green, airspeed is active.
Cowboy 604, the Tomahawk has departed ahead of you, returning westbound.
Roger, we're going to track behind him, Cap 604.
About 300 million tons of cargo passes through the Sound every year. Petroleum and coal products make up the bulk of the ship movements. Other cargoes, such as lumber, steel, copper, and fruit, are frequently offloaded in Bridgeport, New London, and New Haven. The Connecticut Department of Emergency Management and Homeland Security has funded Connecticut Wing Civil Air Patrol since 2008 to provide aerial reconnaissance of Connecticut Long Island Sound shoreline, coastal waters, harbors, and other shoreline infrastructures from May through September. The Civil Air Patrol is the official auxiliary of the United States Air Force. The Connecticut Wing of Civil Air Patrol is a 100% volunteer organization, with over 600 members specializing in search and rescue and disaster relief services. The purpose of the Long Island Sound Patrol mission is to provide rapid response to coastal situations within the designated Long Island Sound Patrol area. These include port, rail, highway, bridge, and power line reconnaissance, reporting suspicious activities, illegal dumping of waste and hazardous materials reconnaissance, monitoring for petroleum spills, vessel identification, and identification of ships and pleasure boats in distress. The need to provide rapid response in the Sound is critical for maintaining security of the waterways and infrastructures, timely problem impact analysis, and human survivability. Long Island Sound Patrol flights, called sorties, are flown by Connecticut Wing Civil Air Patrol in its fleet of Cessna 182 and 172 aircraft. Air crews consist of Connecticut Wing Civil Air Patrol, volunteer mission pilots, observers, and scanners. Prior to each flight, the mission pilot enters sortie information into the Civil Air Patrol's National Web Mission Information Reporting System, called WIMMERS, and contacts a Connecticut Wing Flight Release Officer prior to takeoff. All crew members participate in a pre-flight briefing where a thorough review of the Long Island Sound Patrol's operation plan is conducted. As part of the pre-flight preparation, an operational risk management matrix is prepared. Operational risk management is a continuous process designed to detect, assess, and control risk while enhancing mission performance. Operational risk management ensures the safety of Long Island Sound Patrol sortie aircrew and aircraft. During the duration of the flight, the air crews remain in contact with FAA flight controllers and personnel of the United States Coast Long Island Sound sector. the ability to communicate with United States Coast Guard, Connecticut Department of Emergency Management, Homeland Security, and Connecticut Wing incident commanders during the flight ensures the success of the patrol in carrying out the Long Island Sound mission. At the end of the sortie, the aircrew notifies the flight release officer that another successful Long Island Sound patrol has been completed. From May through September, residents of Connecticut can depend upon the Connecticut Civil Air Patrol to make Long Island Sound safer. Connecticut Wing Civil Air Patrol's Ice Patrol mission. As an extension of the Long Island Sound Patrol, Civil Air Patrol will fly the Ice Patrol on winter months when ice in the major waterways, major lakes, and shoreline may threaten public safety and impede commercial boating traffic. The Coast Guard conducts ice-breaking operations in the Long Island Sound and in the Connecticut navigable waterways within its area of responsibility to facilitate security operations within ports, waterways, and the coastline, help prevent loss of life on the water and ashore when impacted by ice, provide urgent response to vessels that are directly impacted by ice, support communities that have need for fuel, food, and medical supplies, assist in preventing and easing flood conditions, meet responsible demands of commerce to facilitate navigation on frozen, navigable waterways. Civil Air Patrol, working in close coordination with the U.S. Coast Guard and state agencies, assists with the situational awareness regarding ice formation and distribution throughout the area of responsibility, and it's critical to maintaining operations. Connecticut waterways and major bodies of water outside the jurisdiction of the Coast Guard fall under the jurisdiction of various state and municipal agencies, depending on the function. Patrol of these areas is critical to public safety, minimizing flood due to ice jams, and to providing situational awareness to state and municipal agencies. During each ice patrol, air crews will be responsible for completing ice reports. Air crews will also be responsible for taking aerial photos of the Aragoni Bridge on every sortie involving the Connecticut River. Air crews will also take pictures of significant icing, anomalies detected, pollution spotted, or generally something that looks out of the ordinary or suspicious. For the lakes, they will provide photos of both significant icing and areas of exposed, open water when the majority of the lake is otherwise ice. Federal, state, or municipal agencies may occasionally request a different customized route or one-off pictures. These requests will be briefed prior to the sortie. The entire ice patrol route will be flown every day between December and March, as long as weather permits. The ice patrol can be flown as one sortie or broken up into two sorties. If two sorties are used, they will be split into two groups, the east route and the west route. with 2 different aircrafts and air crews. The Verb is the primary camera. However, the DSLR handheld will also be used for wide and close-up pictures of the affected areas. The Aragoni Bridge is photographed on each sortie on the eastern route. Take pictures of areas of significance, ice jams, points where the river is no longer navigable, large ice chunks, etc. Quality is better than quantity. All ice reports and pictures are processed same day. Air crews get the ice reports completed after each flight and send their reports immediately to the U.S. Coast Guard. Once again, Civil Air Patrol has completed another successful mission. And now, here are 2 local news clips from early 2018. Winter Flight Operations, Ice Patrol.
Keeping an eye from the sky. In Connecticut, 800 members and 9 separate aircraft make up the Civil Air Patrol. The patrol acts as a volunteer branch of the U.S. Air Force, assisting emergency crews by giving aerial views of response situations.
They would take the cutter and they would ram it into the ice. They would get about a foot length.
This winter, with ice jams on rivers, they assist the Coast Guard down on the water with aerial views as they head up the river.
From the boat, they don't have the visibility forward. Well, we were able to give them visibility forward for that.
One of the areas here in the state of Connecticut that the Civil Air Patrol has been monitoring nonstop is this area right here by the Kent School. As you can see, in early January, this was filled with ice, and now the ice is cleared for the most part.
I've been a pilot for about 20 years.
50,000 members and 500 aircraft all across America make up the Civil Air Patrol.
It's a volunteer group that actually looks to provide services to the government and to local, state, and federal government.
It has 3 separate branches.
The 3-bladed propeller that's part of our symbol symbolizes emergency services, cadet programs, and aerospace education.
They're also an asset to the U.S. Coast Guard patrolling the Long Island Sound.
Almost every week something happens, or almost daily happens on Long Island Sound. Many deaths on Long Island Sound, unfortunately. And we can get to the spot very quick, much quicker than the Coast Guard cutters or any other responders can get by boat and get on station and assist in any way possible.
But that's not all. Their service extends far beyond the Coast Guard.
Now we do additional Homeland Security work. We help the Air Force with their MQ-9 Reaper training up in Syracuse, and we also provide services for any kind of emergency situation here in Connecticut. It's a very rewarding situation. You feel like you're really contributing back to the community.
Founded in 1941 and still flying high.
Now, the Civil Air Patrol is made up of 2 different groups, youth cadets and adult cadets. Again, all volunteers, and you can sign up to take part and help give back to people here in the state by going to their website, gocivilairpatrol.com, or our website, fox61.com as well. Proudly serving the people here in Connecticut, 1 flight at a time. Reporting in Hartford, Ben Goldman, Fox 61 News.
Despite the weekend warm-up, the ice jams are still there. Take a look at this video from the Connecticut Civil Air Patrol over the Connecticut River in Haddam. That gives you a great look at the scene there, just how massive that block of backed up ice really is. Mild temperatures and rain tomorrow could loosen some of it up. NBC Connecticut's Tara Joyce live in Haddam with the latest on the situation there. Tara.
Well, Jerry, today's weather, primarily visibility, kept the Connecticut Civil Air Patrol on the ground. The rain will do the same tomorrow, and that rain is really the big unknown here in Haddam tonight. The warm weather did help over the weekend. Still a question, though, of what the wet weather will do. It is still a stop and see happening in Haddam.
So we heard lots about it, so wanted to see for ourselves.
Everyone is watching the ice jam, but for the Connecticut Wing Civil Air Patrol,
We don't have much time for sightseeing, actually.
that watching is actually work. Important work, providing the Coast Guard real-time information on a real-time sensitive issue.
And they can do their planning based on the photographs that we take.
And they can also change course pending what is picked up in the plane.
We're able to talk while we're in the air
to the actual boat captain.
While the Civil Air Patrol runs missions all year round, their increased ice patrols have proven to be a real asset in the air.
That's what they value us for quite a bit, is they're able to look at the path ahead.
On the ground, local towns have been looking ahead too.
Been feeling better every day, but tomorrow is really going to be the test.
Following the rain in the forecast and preparing with emergency partners.
We've been in contact with the Red Cross the whole time. They did come out yesterday and they did a field assessment.
Hatham's low-lying areas have this commitment from the Red Cross.
They're ready to go if we need them.
Just like the one the Civil Air Patrol has for the Coast Guard.
As long as they need us.
And the Civil Air Patrol does operate all year round, and they have not been flying only over the Connecticut River. They've also been up over the Housatonic. They go up for about an hour to 3 hours at a time. They take those images at 1,500 feet, and what remarkable images they are. That is the latest here in Hatham tonight. Tara Joyce, NBC Connecticut News. Guys, back to you.